the collection. Now I'm going to introduce Postman and ask you to install Postman in your operating system. Postman, the Postman itself is much larger thing than what we're going to use. Postman is the world's leading API platform, and one of the services of the Postman is the API client. So if you click on the API client, this is going to redirect you to the following page. You have to sign up. And if you don't have an account, you have to create the account, you have to sign up, and then you can start using Postman in the web, in your browser, or you need to download it as well. You have the ability to download it as well. But in our case, we have to download this because testing local APIs from the browser is not actually working. You won't be able to do this. Okay, make sure you sign up and then you download the Postman. So you can click on this download Postman as well in the Google. So once you download this and you open this in your operating system, Mac, Linux, Windows, whatever, it doesn't matter. Postman is available on all the major platforms. Then you have to authenticate in your program as well. And you're going to see an interface, something like this in your operating system as an already downloaded working program. All right, so what we are going to do is to make the requests using Postman. And I'm going to show you a simple example. Let's open the browser and I'm going to type JSON placeholder, which is a fake REST API. Okay, and it's free. You don't need even to authenticate. So it has a couple of URLs. If we scroll down below, we're going to find a couple of URLs, and we can use one of the following URLs to get the information or to simulate creating the information. As an example, let's click on the posts, and this is the post URL. And if we use the following URL in the Postman, we will be able to make the request and simulate of getting real posts from the following API endpoint. Now, I'm going to click on this to create new request. We're going to stick with the get method. This is the method area. I'm going to paste my URL here and I'm going to hit on send. Now look at this. So we received JSON type response and we have a list of posts right here. Each post has the user ID, ID title, and body, similar to what we see in the browser right now. If we want to simulate creating new posts, we're going to change the method into post and we're going to leave the URL as it is. However, we're going to go into body section and we're going to send the data. I'm going to click on this row right here and I'm going to send a JSON type of data, but I'm going to also specify inside the headers that I am actually sending JSON. So inside this header section, I'm going to add content type to be application/JSON. So I am telling the REST API server, hey, I'm sending you JSON information, so treat this as JSON. Now, let's provide some simple title inside this dummy post, and let's provide some simple body. Okay. Now, if I send the request into this JSON placeholder API, we're going to see 201 status code. This is exactly what I mentioned in the introduction of this course. So 201 status code means that the new record was created successfully. And we also received this just created new record, which has title, body, and ID. Because this is a fake REST API, every time we send this request, we're going to get the same ID here. The ID is not going to increment because it has 100 posts already in the database, and every time you create one, it simulates like the new one is created, but actually it is not saving that information in the database. All right, so that makes sense. So then we can change the URL. We can switch this into the put, which simulates updating that specific post with ID 1. I'm going to hit on this. Now we received post with ID 1. It seems like we have just updated post with ID 1, and we see status code 200 because this was not created, it was updated. And if I simulate deleting a post, then I will get 200. Okay, why did I get 200? I should have received 204 status code. Let's switch this into none. I'm sending delete request onto the following URL. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay, strange. I should have received 204, which is a typical status code when deleting a record from the database, which is something we are going to implement. But you get the idea. So what is Postman? It is a REST client which gives us ability to test some REST API servers. And we can also test getting a single post in the following way. We get a specific post. We're going to use the following tool to send the request into our API. And let's take the chance and let's use our server. Again, I'm going to check this in the browser. So this is the URL we try to get the user information, and we get the following message. So if I send the following request, I will see something similar. So we see something similar, but that is because we have to pass accept header as well. So right here, we're going to pass accept application JSON. And we can also pass content type application JSON. And I'm going to explain both of them. So content type means the client tells the server, hey, I'm sending you the information, and whatever information I will send you is going to be JSON information. All right. Accept means whatever you are going to send me as a JSON. So this is for the request telling the server, I'm sending you JSON. This is for the server telling the server, please send me JSON back. So now if I add this accept application JSON, and if I make the request into API user, I'm not going to see that weird Symfony component routing exception. Instead, I see 401 status code. I'm trying to get the authenticated user information, but I am not authenticated. That's why I get the status code 401. That's perfect thing. Now let's make the request into hello. This is something what I added. And now if we go inside JSON, API hello could not be found. That's logical because we commented out that part. I'm going to uncomment this, save it, send the request, and now, what's that? Did I save the file? Yes, I saved that. Okay, I saved it, I swear. Okay, let's hit on this again. Wrote API hello could not be found. Let's open the browser. Now it's getting weird. So let's send the request into hello. We see this. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry. Now we were accessing a previous API, which also has the user there, but now we are going to do like this. So this is the endpoint. So basically it worked on the user because I also have Laravel API started on port 8000 and it has the exact same behavior. So we don't change anything on the server. We simply change the response based on the accept header. So if I remove this accept header, so I get a different type of response right here, method not allowed, weird exception. The same thing happens on our API on port 8001. So we get the exact same thing. If we activate this accept, now we see unauthenticated as a JSON. That's perfect. I'm going to change this into hello again because I like this working example. All right, that's cool. And by the way, we have the application started on 127.0.0.1 port 8000, but the local host and 127.0.0.1 is identical. So I use them interchangeably. We see here 127.0.0.1, but we can change this into a local host and the result is not